welcome back to the hoop house. I am warm and I am inside in front of the wood stove, but we are going to have a hoop house garden tour this day, right? It's the day, but we don't have much going on in the hoop house right now, just our spinach, but it is time that we get planting. I have to show you what it looks like outside first though. That snow's as deep as the door. Alright, we're in. I'm not going to stay in here, but it is about 40 degrees in the hoop house, so not actually that bad in here. Matt is not with me at the moment because he is actually snow blowing the driveway. He's snow blowing a path to the chicken coop and getting all that done. I just got off the phone with the post office. They told us they don't think they can come out to get our packages today. So when the post office can't make it out here, you know it's going to be a rough go. So I'm going to be bringing some stuff in the house so we can get some planting going. Alright, I think we got everything. Let's go back in the house. So if you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that Matt and I record our videos about a week in advance. That's just kind of how our schedule works for us. And if you're local to us, this will have been the snow from last Tuesday. We had a holiday President's Day on Monday and the kids were home from school, so we never got around to recording a video. We were just kind of taking it easy. So we're gonna work right on my work table today. I'm done working for the day. I have everything all packaged up and ready to be picked up by the post office, so I guess it'll go out tomorrow. But anyways, we're gonna use my table, get this started. One perk about being downstairs is this is actually where our new root cellar area is, so it's real quick to get in here. Haven't done much yet to the root cellar. It's still on the agenda, but we got our potatoes, our garlic, our onions still down here, some herbs, and then all my seeds are in here. So I'm gonna pull out celery today. We're gonna get our celery started. Matt and I have not gotten our celery timing quite right, with the exception of 1 year where we accidentally bought a celery plant and it just took off and it was absolutely delicious. So we've been determined to figure this out. So we absolutely love chatting with other gardeners because we get some of the most awesome tips, tricks, advice that way. And when it comes to celery, again, we haven't gotten this quite right with the exception of that one time. And the other day we were talking to one of Matt's aunts, and she said, "Oh, do you want my celery tubes?" And we were like, "What are you talking about?" So Matt's aunt had mentioned that she used these tubes to grow her celery, and she said, "I think the idea is that when the celery starts, I put this tube over it and it just grows straight up. It doesn't bush out, it just grows straight up." And I was like, "Oh, that's really interesting. We'd never heard of it." And I was like, so we're like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe we will use them, maybe not." And then we did some research and we found a few other people doing similar things, or they're putting something around the celery to encourage it to grow up. And then we were talking to some other great gardeners over on Kathy from North Star Prepsteaders Garden Live on Monday night, so last night, and they mentioned that to start celery from seed, it needs light, but also that once your celery starts, it really doesn't like too much sunlight because it ends up getting kind of bitter. And the celery we had grown in our greenhouse just from store celery maybe 2 years ago had that. It was just kind of bitter. It was fine when you cooked it, but it was just way too strong to eat fresh. So the celery I have is some tall Utah celery from Seed Savers Exchange, and then some Tango celery from Johnny's Seeds. These are all old seeds. I think these are from last year and these are from the year before. So hopefully they all germinate and do well, because this is all I've got. I think there were quite a few seeds in these packages if I remember correctly, and I really didn't think we would use them all. But since every time I've started these, we haven't really gotten anywhere with them, I really probably want to overplant these. So I might use all the celery seed today. So every year as garden season is coming around, I always tell myself I'm going to be more and more organized. And every year I probably am, because I do 1 or 2 more things than I did the year before. And this year, I think I told you a little bit about, I picked up this perennial companion book at, it was just at a thrift store. So it's just an undated calendar basically. So I can keep track in it of when I'm buying things, when I'm planting things, when I'm harvesting things, whatever I want to keep track of as far as from the garden, I'm going to be keeping track in here. So I'm really excited for that. But I also do really follow, I usually follow a combination of different places of when to start my seeds, when to start my plants. Oh my gosh, put your face on there.
It hurts.
Your eyebrows have snow on them.
It hurts.
Matt's kinda in. Maybe he'll join me in a minute when he defrosts. So I actually consulted the Farmer's Almanac of when to plant, the University of Minnesota, and then just my own notes of what worked for us. So for the first time ever, I created my very own Excel spreadsheet of what to do, when to do it, when to plant seeds to start them, when to transplant them outside, so that hopefully we can figure out what's working best for us and change things accordingly. And it's funny because even though I use some good sources, you know, the Farmer's Almanac and the U of M, they still had some things that differed, and then some things where I'm like, I don't agree with that. So we are in the middle of February right now, and I have 3 things on my list. I added some things other than just planting. It's to start celery, start onion seeds, and prune our fruit trees, which we have been meaning to get to, but it's been so cold we kind of wanted to wait till after these really, really bitter cold snaps. So hopefully we can get to them in the next couple weeks. I think I will be continuing to edit this Excel spreadsheet, but I think I'm going to attach it. Somehow I'll figure out how to do it in the description below, where you can just print it out if you want, if you're local to us. We're in Minnesota Zone 4B. So Matt's putting this dirt in. When we had to go to Menards that one day when we got that wood that didn't quite go in the Suburban correctly, right Matt? Remember that day?
Yeah, very well.
Their garden center wasn't actually open yet. So they only had 2 bags on the shelf of an organic dirt. So this is something, or potting mix I should say. This is something this is a brand we've never bought before. It actually looks really good, Matt. I don't see any, oh here's 1 stick. Nothing big though. Yeah, sometimes when you get potting mix it ends up with big sticks, so people use the seed starting mix instead. But that doesn't have as many nutrients and things in it for the seeds, so we just prefer to buy potting mix. It's a little bit cheaper too. We do have a little bit of fertilizer left from last year. We bought Trifecta, and I think that worked fairly well. Not really have any complaints about it. But we ended up just getting, we found this chick and poop.
So if you're wondering why I'm doing, I made some and did it right here. I want to see if the consistency is right, and see how it's falling apart pretty easy. It could use, like, it's not bad. It's holding together, but use a little bit more water, I would think, in my opinion. So I'm going to add a little bit more water, or my helper will. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Doesn't crumble as much, or as easy. Here we go.
Why aren't your rows lined up?
I don't know.
I'm just teasing you, Matt. So Matt's got 50 cells here, so I guess I'm planting 50 celery plants. Can you really have too much celery?
I guess we'll see if it all comes up.
Yeah. So I wasn't too concerned if I got more than one seed in each cell. So I just kind of dumped 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 in these. And we've got 25 of the tall Utah celery and 25 of the Tango celery. And so they're split right down the middle. I'll probably put a stick in the middle just to help remind me. But we're going to try to keep these really moist. So I'm going to spray them real quick and get their own little greenhouse going. So we decided on this temporary setup for the celery. Got Matt's work light, which is actually
Too big.
too big, and an old
Fish tank
kind of grow light, right?
Yep.
So yeah, the plan was to put this in the greenhouse on the dirt where the heated cable was, but we're still expecting more negative 20-degree temps for how long now?
This next week is really cold, and then tonight and right now it's 9 degrees out.
And so these need some daylight. I don't know if they're gonna get enough of it out there anyways. It's gonna be cold even with that cable in. So hopefully this works at least for a week or two until we can get them out there.
Hope you like the shirt. Great people. And glad you guys see us again.
Bye.